All right, you ready to roll?
Yes, sir.
Hey guys, back. Bryant here at Rock Life Studios in Monticello, Kentucky. Dan Carter's back with us. What's up, buddy?
What's happening, guys?
Man, it's been a week. A good week, exciting week. But I'm ready to go racing.
You and me both.
So we released the video of the new buggy. Finally got it done. We're going to talk about it in just a few minutes, and then we're going to keep it short and sweet tonight. Everybody's wore out, tired. Got to get a rest up for a big rush weekend. So okay, we've talked about this thing to death, I know, but I told you a couple weeks ago we're proud of it, and we're going to keep talking about it. Chet reached out to us back September.
Yeah, I think it was September, October, somewhere right around in there.
He reached out to us, asked if we were still wanting to do a buggy. He was wanting to try one. L&W had come out with new bulkhead kits, front and rear, and he kind of wanted to just put one together to see, I guess, how that stuff, like, see it actually together.
Right, yeah. I guess he wanted to mock one up and check fitment, stuff like that, since, this is the first one that he had ever built.
Yeah, and to my knowledge, there's still not many of them out there in the world that are drivable yet.
Right.
But he reached out to us, wanted to build one. We took him the stuff. It took him a few minutes. I don't guess he really got started on it probably till after the first of the year.
Yeah.
But once he did get started on it, it went quick, very quick. Brought that thing to us at Windrock. We took it home, finished it up, had it at Wildcat, drove it a little bit.
Right.
Took it back home, back apart, took it straight to powder. Clayton turned that thing around in 7 days, sandblast, finished welding some stuff in, changing a few things for us that weren't exactly how we liked them. Had that thing back in 7 days, pretty Polaris blue. Then 2 or 3 days later, we reassembled and then off to the wrap guy. Got it back at the shop yesterday. Changed some springs, done some head studs, things like that, limit straps. It's ready to go now. So do you want to you want to talk about what all's in the buggy, on the buggy, just for a minute? Because we've talked about it, but we haven't went in.
Yeah, we can. And then for those that don't follow the podcast, I was going to do a separate walk around, try to play try to throw a deal out there, like kind of the Mad Ram 11 walk around.
Yeah.
Play tribute to Mad Ram 11.
Hey, we got to do what we got to do.
Yeah.
So, shoot, we'll start at the front and go to the back. Of course, it's got full L&W suspension.
Right.
When I say suspension, A-arms, trailing arms, radius rods, tie rods. Killer ball joints, RS1 front diff, shock therapy steering rack. We did opt to go with the, since we were using the L&W Fab kit, we opted to stay with the mechanical steering.
Right.
So we did get the Super ATV 600 watt easy steer kit. And let me tell you, I've never drove a hydro buggy myself. But man, this thing turns and handles great. It's so much. You really don't even notice that the front is welded. Or not welded, spooled. You really don't even notice that. I know before when you were driving it, like you'd have to turn. You know what I mean?
Right.
You could feel it through the wheel. You don't feel any of that now. Which I don't know. I've talked about this to other people. I don't know if that's good, bad, or indifferent. Because even well, with the old buggies and the old power steering units, they would fight back, right?
Right.
This one won't. It'll hold true. So, like I said, I don't know if that's good or bad.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna say that I've driven one hydro buggy, and I didn't drive it long enough to really get a feel for it. But I would say, as far as uh, ease of steering, I would say it's comparable. And then so don't you hydro guys jump down my throat, because I'm just saying, for the ease of the steering, it's somewhat comparable.
Yeah, everybody with hydro says you don't have any feedback at all through the wheel.
Right.
But you see a whole lot of, people. It's like anything else. Once you bump something up, you're going to have to upgrade the next thing. So
Right.
you're seeing a lot of double shear knuckles and things like that now to be able to hold up to the hydro. And that's why I say I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing that the steering is so good.
Right.
Because now you're really going to have to stay on top of knuckles, tie rod pins, heims, things like that. I mean, not that you shouldn't have been doing that anyways, but now you're really going to have to pay attention.
Right.
So we did get some, one thing I did do is we got the 300M ZRP tie rod pins.
Mm-hmm.
So we upgraded that. Let's see. Perfection driveline.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that, because that buggy is built around that driveline.
Yeah. So what we done, the old red buggy was built, and we run it for however many years, and that's the prop shaft that came out of that. But we just had got that.
Right.
Like,
yeah, that was new.
That was new in the red buggy at the end, and so here we have this prop shaft that is made for our buggy. We don't want to throw it away.
That's right.
And we kind of like the I like the wheelbase that we had anyway, so it's the same as the old red buggy. But yeah, this new one is built around that drive shaft, which when you buy a chassis, most of the time prop shafts go with for that reason. But yeah, we built it around that. Let's see. Hess radiator. That is the same radiator we've been running since 2019. It is not square whatsoever anymore, but it works perfectly fine. Does not leak. Past that, okay. So we used to run, and for you guys that are listening, I want to hear your opinions on this. We used to run the Hess motor mounts, transmission mounts, the billet mounts. Now I'm back all stock. So with the Hess transmission mount, we kept breaking transmission cases where the mount was. The mount, now we're breaking mounts all the damn time. But I'd rather replace a $40 mount than I would a transmission case.
For sure.
So
yeah.
Kind of the same deal in the front. I didn't put the billet mounts back in the front for the motor because just last year, we broke a motor mount off the motor.
Right.
So I don't know if we should go back with the billet mounts or not. It does not have them in them now. Don't know if it matters that much.
Right. I agree. I mean, we've taken some tough hits, and I would much rather all day long buy a $40 part than I had a $4,000 part.
You damn right. That is very true. So I don't know. I don't know what everybody's thinking is on that. But right now that's stock motor tube, stock mounts. Leave it cheap, leave it fragile. I'd rather those things break. Let's see. We did get a new motor.
Right.
Brand new out of the box. Polaris Racing engine. Had some help with that as far as performance-wise from Aftermarket Assassins. We did step up, and we're running the E85 now.
Mm.
Uh, let me tell you, holy crap. I know all these guys for all these years have been doing it, and I've been hesitant about it.
For sure.
But man, I mean, just out of the box, what a difference that makes is unreal. Drove it a little bit today, and I have still yet to open this thing up.
Right.
I have never. I can't do it. I cannot do it. I won't. I don't have enough room. I don't have enough room to stop. And up there in my gravel parking lot, all it wants to do is just spin. But it comes in so quick. And that's something I don't think. Like, I knew it was a big horsepower difference. I did. I just didn't expect it to kick like it did.
Right.
So that's something. Man, that's going to be. It's not going to be a learning curve for me. That's going to be something you're going to have to deal with, old wheel man.
Well, I was hesitant as much as you were about it, and I feel like it's the move that we've got to go to now just to stay competitive. Even though we're not points racing, when we do hit a race, we want to be seen. That's what it's all about. But yeah, we're excited, and that's one reason we're not running the car this weekend at Rush. We've had a lot of people say that they hope to see the car on the hill this weekend, but I have 0 seat time in the car since the upgrades. I was able to drive the car some at your shop, and I was able to drive it some at Wildcat, but as far as that, we still have yet to do shock tuning. We haven't done the final get in it and wheel it around the parking lot.
Yeah, it is. It even from when we had it at Wildcat, it's completely different. We did do a whole new different set of springs that we're trying. Done some adjusting on those yesterday to try and get everything in tried to get everything as best I could without you there. Got our ride height set. It feels a lot firmer than it did before, which I think is good because it was way too soft.
Right.
I mean, it the way we had it set up originally would have been a perfect trail rig. I mean, perfect. Make that a 2-seater and somewhere for a cooler, and man, that would have been you talking about a ride.
That's right.
But it was so soft that I feel like we would have probably tore some A-arms off and stuff. So we stiffened that up a little bit. Drives a little better now. It seems like it handles the not as much roll in it. I didn't want to. I was kind of out there playing with it today. We've got a little ditch out in front of our shop. It's a state right away. It just kind of runs down through there, and it's got a little concrete culvert, and you can climb up the little hill at my driveway and whatnot and play with it. And I didn't want to climb anything because I didn't have enough time to be fixing stuff if I broke it.
Right.
So I wasn't real interested in climbing stuff. But I was just jumping like off of my driveway down into the ditch. Right. And like just jumping as hard as I felt comfortable driving it, which was way too fast for me. And it just soaked it up. And I mean, you could stay in the throttle and run out there on that little sidling place and just whip it around and never get out of it. It is so different. So different.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I am too. Man, I'm telling you, it's there when you want it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Zebros got a setup with that sway bar setup in the rear of that.
Oh man, that's
pimping.
That thing looks like it belongs right where it needs to be. I mean, it's like it matches the rest of the car.
Yeah,
I mean, that's for sure sweet.
It turned out good, and I'm talking. That's who we're working with our spring package at the moment, and they're going to help us through that as much as they can. So shout out to Dave down at Wheel Pros for helping us out with that. But man, it's just an old razor, but it turned out good. I'll throw it for the YouTube crowd. I'll throw a little picture up over this maybe. If you haven't seen it, you'll get to see it. If you there is a little video out on the Rock Life Facebook and Instagrams, and then I've posted a few pictures. Dan's going to do a walk around video from it or with it this weekend. So all that stuff's coming. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. I'm partial, but it's my favorite.
Yeah, I would say if you don't have your tickets to Rush, I would buy them right now just to come see that car before it goes home with me.
Well, hey, listen, guys, if you want to see it in person, that's the only place you're going to be able to see it this weekend is at Rush Offroad. It's going to be in the Rock Life booth. I'm going to try and talk Dan into driving it some Thursday, Friday morning. See if we can get a little test and tune for just a minute. But stop by Rock Life Off-Road booth. I'm not sure where the vendor area is going to be just yet. So you'll have to hunt for us. You'll have to find us. We'll be in the park somewhere. Look for the big white toter and trailer. Come stop and say hello. Speaking of Rush, moving on. Another big entry list.
Dude, that excites me. Like last year, we were running about half of what we have signed up as far as the stock class goes. So, I mean, those to me are big numbers.
Stock class is averaging 18.
That's awesome.
Considering when we started this, what year are we on now? 3, 4?
I believe it's year 3.
When we started this, like we were lucky sometimes if we had 5.
Right.
If we had 5 or 6. If we hit 10, we had a big weekend.
That's right.
Every year it's ticked up. I don't know. It averaged probably 6 the first year, probably 8 to 9 the next year. Every year it's ticked up just a little bit. And so far this year, man, we've had 18 to 20 entries in every event. And I couldn't be more happy because I absolutely love that stock class. Of course, Rock Life's got its name on it, but it's not because that's where they put me. It's because that's where I asked to be. I just enjoy that so much. Getting to see some out, there's some places that call that class like the average Joe's class or the amateur class, and that is not what it is.
Right.
And it's not a stock class either. Let's not get it twisted. It's not a stock class. There is no such thing as a UTV stock class in any kind of UTV racing anywhere.
Right.
It is a stock-ish class. Stock appearing class, I guess.
That's right.
But that's where I want to be. That's the racing I like. I wish the Bounty Series would pick up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm kind of bummed out that it seems like used to it would have on average about 10 people running the Bounty class, and now that's cut in half.
Well, I think part of it, man, is dude, these hills. And
Right.
and I ain't trying to I mean, we're not running it either, so I ain't trying to call nobody a sissy, but these hills are getting gnarly.
Yeah. And it's for me too, it's not the risk worth the risk versus the reward to me is not where it needs to be. Especially with the Razor guys, we're running the same exact hills as the Bouncer guys are, and probably half the payout.
Yeah, you have to have 15, 18 people in the class to make it financially viable. I guess, for the winter.
Right.
But the winter's the only one that comes out anywhere decent in that deal. And that is what it is.
Yeah.
That
So,
series was going away.
yeah.
When the old Five Hill series ended, that series was going away, and people asked for it to stay, and this was the way it got to stay.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
So I do hear some grumblings every now and again, people wishing that it had, different payouts and whatnot. I hate to be the one to say this, but we're kind of lucky that we even got it.
Right. Yeah.
So
I,
it is what
I
it is.
definitely appreciate Clyde for putting that on his plate for the Saturday races.
Yeah, because like I said, it was going away, and he kept it in the stock class. When me and him was talking about doing that, that was one of the things with it too. Is it was going to have to, financially support itself. So it's those two classes are payback classes. We're working with some other places to try and get some money pumped into them specifically. Maybe we can get some partners here over the summer to pump a little bit more prize money into those two series, but we'll see how that goes. Stock class big entry. Bouncer, I think, was 20. UTV Cup Unlimited class, 18, 19, 20, something like that. 10 or 12 youth. There's 4 in VIN, so, that bumped up 25%.
Right.
One in that class, one extra in that class is a podium shakeup.
That's right.
So it's going to be a cool weekend. I'm not sure. I haven't heard anything about Pro Rock.
Yeah. The only thing I've been on that I've heard that's been on my radar is Joey released a video talking about I guess the old Pro Rock hills, I guess, would be the first hills you get to before the bowl, I guess you would call it.
Yeah, that's as far as I know, that is where we're racing.
Yeah. And I think he did mention wood buggies. I'm hoping he said wood buggies because, man, I love the old school rail buggies. Just to see those things is a treat in itself.
We've got all these videos on our YouTube channel, and the rail buggy video from Poppy Mountain is our number one video. So, yes, I hope there's rail buggies there too. But it ought to be a big weekend. If you've not got your tickets to Rush, there's enough. Get your tickets. We've said it for the last 3 weeks. Do not be at the gate Saturday crying because you couldn't get in. This will probably sell out. Buy your tickets in advance. Be prepared. If you were at our race there last summer, this is not going to be anything like that. There will be a bunch of people at this event. So,
right.
Make sure and get your tickets. Okay, and I'm going to even surprise you with something here. So, I've been talking to Clyde off and on about finals.
Yeah.
I told him I wanted to be able to release it on here if, in fact, it changed. And he's going to give us the drop on that. But I've asked him a couple times if there's been any updates because there was some social media posts put out, saying that Mid-America might be closing and whatnot. From what he has told me as of right now, there is no intention on actually closing the park at Mid-America. Right. I still don't know if we're going. I still think finals are going to be moved. I don't have anything definitive, and nobody has told me this, but I'm putting 2 and 2 together.
For sure.
I've asked him twice now, and he keeps telling me that the decision is going to be made at Rush. At Rush. Sweet. It's going to be at Rush. I don't think we go to Windrock for finals. I don't think we go to Mid-America. I don't think we go to Hot Springs. I think we're going to Rush.
That makes sense. Either that, or I'm hoping Clyde will let the drivers vote on it, but I'm with you. I think he's probably going to want to do something at Rush.
Well, just the impression that I'm getting, and like I said, this is totally me. No, there's no factual evidence to support any of this. But just the vibe I'm getting is it will be decided at Rush, and he keeps saying that every time I ask, and I've asked a lot because I'm nosy and I like to know what's going on. But the only thing that makes any sense to me is that him and EB maybe have some details to work out.
Yeah.
And but I think that's where it's going.
Yeah, I mean, if you knew, I was kind of hoping that you wouldn't hold nothing back from me.
I wouldn't hold nothing back from you.
I don't know if you caught that pun.
I got it. I'm picking up what you're putting down, buddy. But yeah, I think that's where it's going. My opinion. We'll find out. We're going to find out this weekend.
I'm okay with that. I would prefer Windrock.
I would too. I just think it's more suitable because I don't know where you do 4 runs at Rush.
Yeah, not unless it's going to be the hills we're racing on this weekend one day, and then or the first couple of days, and then the second half of the event be held in the back.
See, I don't mind that.
Yeah, but I've been questioning where, if we are running on the front side, where we're going to have VIN class, stock class, youth class.
Well,
stuff like that.
Who knows? They may have benched some roads off. I've not looked. I've not paid any attention to those hills in a long time.
For sure.
So who knows? But I'm sure they'll get all that figured out. Yeah, I just don't know where you have 4 quality runs for each of those classes at Rush, unless you move. I mean,
right.
Like you said, unless you move, because I don't think we have any business playing on the big hills that Pro Rock tried to do there for a couple of years. But it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me a bit. And I mean, it would be a show. It absolutely would be a show if we did. But I don't know. That's they need to rename those hills to I don't know, poor man's hills, because if you hit that son of a bitch, that's what you're going to be, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's only been
never seen anybody gracefully come off those hills.
No. It's bad news. That's where the first dents on the old red buggy come from, Daniel. But anywho, that's my opinion. Finals. It's leaning towards Rush. Could be worse. At least and it may go back to Mid-America. I don't know. I could be looking at this all wrong. And with Joey's connections to Mid-America, he could be meeting with Joey or somebody that, there this weekend. I don't know. I have a strong feeling that it's going to be moved to Rush.
Yeah.
I really don't think we're going to Mid-America. Let's see. Do you got anything on your mind this week? What do you want to talk about?
Man, I'm at a loss for words, to be honest with you. Just everybody that came together to make this new car possible. Man, I can't thank everybody enough. And I'm dreading to do the walk around video because, man, there's going to be so many tags. I think it's just going to be one of those you're just going to have to watch the video. I mean, I don't want to miss anybody or leave anybody out. And I'm just super stoked to be going to Rush this coming up weekend and actually seeing the car in person. And I'm excited. I'm really excited.
I'm glad to have it done. We put some hours in on it at the shop, and we're still gonna. Listen, it's going to Dan. We don't know when we're going to race it, But so at least we're done maybe with the buggy talk until it actually gets to race now.
Yeah, we'll give some of you guys a break.
We'll give you a break, yeah.
We know the haters are tired of listening to it.
Hey guys, it's new, it's shiny, it's a toy. We're like children. We want to show off our new toy, and by God, we will. Anywho, man, I'm, like I said, short and sweet this week. Excited for Rush. Ready to get back after it. Got a busy summer, a lot of stuff going on. Guys, won't keep you long tonight. Remember, Wayne County Fair and Horse Show, Rock Life Off-Road, UTV race, July the 5th. Going to be racing there. We're going to try and have a top prize of around $1,500. And I know that's not big money, but that's county fair, boys. That's good money for a county fair. If you can, if you're around, come. Put it on your schedule. I know it's a bad weekend, July 4th weekend or whatever, but put it on your schedule. Pencil it in. I'll be there videoing. Rumor is Dan the Man Carter may come and show out in something.
Well, we're definitely trying to be there, and I'm going to drop something in your lap. But if we can get 10 chassis buggies to show up, 10 chassis side-by-side buggies, I'm going to throw in an extra $500 towards the winner.
Oh, my God. Does the old red buggy count?
So let's make it happen.
I'm gonna put a set of casters on it and roll it out there. All right, guys. There's a challenge. We get 10 chassis rigs showing up. Enter. Dan Carter's going to drop another $500 into this prize pool. So if you're listening, I'm telling you, it's going to be a good time. We always have a pretty good little course out there. So what's that make it? If we get 10 chassis buggies, we're shooting for a $2,000 purse. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and hopefully that will throw a little bit of incentive out there to some of these companies that riding the coattails of those 10% off sticker sponsorships to put the money where their mouth is.
Yeah, I'm excited now. Ooh, I got to put that on my notes. So I'm going to hold you to that. Sure. Now I'm trying to think of who's local, who I can bait into coming. You reckon we get Timmy come for a county fair?
I think we could get his buddies. We had to play it like chess. Love Timmy to death, but I think if we invite all of his buddies and get all his buddies to come, he'll be like, okay, you twist my arm.
That would be, listen, if you could get that crew.
That'd just be a show in itself.
That would be, listen, them guys are rowdy.
Yeah, I love that whole group, man. And you guys, if y'all don't have big plans that weekend, definitely come up, take my $500 and go on with it.
Dude, that's awesome. All right, guys.
We'll pitch it in for a hot dog eating contest. Who knows? We'll get crazy with it.
Yes, this is getting more fun by the minute. All right, I'm ready now. Rush this weekend, Friday, 12 o'clock. UTV stock, UTV unlimited class, VIN class, Saturday, 9 o'clock. Bouncers, youth, and UTV bounty. I'm assuming Pro Rock is going to run Saturday night. Don't hold me to that. Rock Life will be there all day Thursday, all day Friday, all day Saturday. We'll be there until Sunday morning. And also, be on the lookout next week or somewhere thereabouts. We're having a special guest on the podcast at Rush. Probably service is suspect at best at Rush. So we probably won't get it out at Rush, but we're going to try and get that out here in the next couple of weeks. We're going to have Matthew Holt from High Society Off-Road and Hillside Live on with us at Rush Off-Road. He is super excited to be on the show. So be on the lookout for that. Daniel, I will see you Thursday at some point in Rush Off-Road, buddy.
Sounds good. We'll see you guys there.
Bye.